Wala ka lani, wala ka honua, wala ka uka, wala ke kai. A ka hikala o ke aloha I hiki mai au.
I am Kanoho Wailuku Helm, born and raised here in Hawaii on the beautiful island of Molokai. I can trace my family back many generations. Even today, we still live as our ancestors lived, those daring voyagers who sailed here from the South Pacific 2,000 years ago. On Molokai, we farm, we fish, and hunt for our food. We rarely visit the store. On the hills and cliffs near my home are ancient house sites and fishing markers still in use. One marker indicates a deep hole where I dive for ulua whenever we host a funeral or a large feast. When we hunt, we follow ancient trails and often pass by the graves of our kupuna, our ancestors. The land here is alive with memories and traditions. For us, the old ones are still here, walking with us. They guide our steps. They watch over our children. Molokai is a small island, 38 by 10 miles, in the center of the archipelago. It has the highest sea cliffs, the deepest valleys, the longest reef outside of Australia, a lay of ancient fish ponds, and the tragically beautiful Kalaupapa leper colony, where Saint Damien worked and died. Molokai Pule O'o, Molokai of the ripening prayer, was famous throughout Hawaii for its priests and prophets. Here, the old gods made their last stand when missionaries converted the people to Christianity. Here, we still have sites that are kapu, or taboo. Here, we are still taught stories and rituals forbidden to outsiders. On Molokai, you can't avoid the past. The island is covered with ancient stonework, forts and temple platforms on the hills, taro ponds, waterworks, house and village walls in the valleys, and fish ponds along the shore. The massive scale of this construction suggests a labor force many times larger than today's population of 7,000. The larger sites involve millions of water-rounded stones, many vastly beyond the strength of one man, and installed in areas far away from rushing streams or pounding waves. One legend says the Menehunis brought the stones over the mountain in a single night. Another claims a lava tube under the mountain linked the wet side with the dry. At one time, there were over 60 fish ponds covering many thousands of acres and producing hundreds of tons of fish. With great effort, a few of these ponds are being restored. Equally astonishing was the labor that went into agriculture. Kalo, or taro, was not just a key food brought by the voyagers. Taro was part of the family, an elder brother, not just a root, but the root of life. Beneath the jungle, in each of Molokai's deep valleys, lies a vast network of channels and ponds, which allowed taro cultivation from the waterfalls to the sea. When it rains really hard, you can still watch them fill. On Molokai's dry west end, where the state wants to build giant industrial wind turbines, the land looks empty, but nothing could be further from the truth. Buried here in caves and lava tubes are thousands of our ancestors. To the south is a peninsula where kahunas, priests, gathered to pray. Along the shore are dunes where the dead were prepared for burial. Here are adze and obsidian quarries which supplied all the islands. Here are ancient springs, house sites, and temples. For us, the land is an open-air history book. The names on the land are the names of the people who come from and return to that land. Every hill and valley, every grove and rock has a personality, a story, and a use. And each story unlocks a doorway to perpetual nourishment for our people. This is what we mean when we say, the land is alive and we are its children. On this Molokai mountaintop, which has a view of 5 other islands, the ancient art of hula was created. Tourists know hula as a dance form, but in an oral culture, it was also a way to remember and pass on traditions. If you understand all the dances and chants, then you understand a lot about our living culture. Ours is also a water culture. We learn to swim and paddle from the cradle. The ocean which separates the islands today once united them. Located at the center, Molokai was once a bustling crossroad, trading and intermarrying with Maui to the east and Oahu to the west. Under the monarchy, Molokai offered Hawaiian rulers a refuge from the pressures of court. According to several accounts, it was King Kamehameha V who planted our famous coconut grove, began the leper colony, released the deer we hunt, and built a stately vacation house called Ma'alama near the present harbor. It is said that when the tide was high, the ocean tiptoed submissively in to wash the king's feet. The foundation remains, but is squarely in the path of development. Hawaiian culture and identity came out of the land, not out of a book. In order to save them, we have to leave some of the living land undisturbed. Molokai is a fragile remnant of a vanishing world. But we think it can be a saving remnant, a place where renewal can begin, not just for us and not just for Hawaiians, but for everyone. We want to honor the past, not just for the sake of our ancestors, but for the sake of our children. For the children, we have to make sure that this does not become this. The ancient voices of the land will not be heard unless we all speak out. The real Hawaiian culture will fade away unless all the kekioka'aina, the children of the land, both native and adopted, join together to protect it. We ask for your help, not just to save Molokai, but to save something precious we all risk losing forever. Mahalo.